So, welcome to the haunt.
Your paranormal hotspot.
Woohoo! I'm Brick,
I'm Sheesha.
and today we're gonna talk about haunted amusement parks.
There's haunted amusement parks?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them. You haven't heard those stories about like Disney World? I didn't go in depth with that one because I thought everyone knew the Disney World stories.
What Disney World stores? People have died at Disney World.
No, but it's haunted by Walt Disney.
What?
Yeah.
News to me.
Yeah, and other one is
I'm a big fan of Disney, and I did not know this.
Because that's one of the big stories, that he had like an apartment at Disney. I don't remember where it is. I've never been there, so I don't know where. I have no context as to where any of this stuff is.
Wait,
These stories.
Hold up. You've never been to Disney?
I've never been to Disney. Listen, when I was 7 years old, I made a wish on a wishbone to go to Disney World, and that wish never came true, and that is why I don't believe in magic. So,
we will have to go to Disney.
all right, cool. But yeah, one of the big stories is where Walt Disney's apartment used to be. The light is always on.
Speak up, I mean.
Speak up. This is gonna get old. Anyway. The big story. So his apartment, the light is always on. They leave it on for him because they used to turn it off, and they would always just turn back on automatically. And so there's a story of someone going in there to turn off the light, and they hear someone say, "Hey, I'm still here."
Oh!
Yeah. When there's like no one there.
Already.
So, it's gonna be a long one.
It's alright.
So, and the other big story, there's a few of them, but the other big one in Disney World is the Haunted Mansion ride. You haven't heard of that one?
No. I didn't set foot on the Haunted Mansion ride, because that...
Well, apparently, and I don't know how true this story is, but apparently it's a popular ride for people to spread ashes of their loved ones at.
I have heard that.
Okay.
I don't know why.
I don't either.
I don't know why.
I don't know either.
I would never spread my sister there.
Well, and they don't allow it. Like,
No, they don't. You know what? You want to know why? Because for y'all that don't know, my sister is dead. R.I.P. And she was cremated. And she was a huge fan of Disney.
Okay.
Huge. Like, she's gone there umpteenth amount of times.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And her favorite story movie franchise is Harry Potter.
Love it.
So we got a vial of her ashes, put it in a suitcase. Our grandpa went down to Florida, went to Disney. He does not do rides. He goes to the park for the kids, but there was no kids with him. But he went on a ride and just went boop.
Oh.
And spread her ashes. But yeah, no, it's illegal. You can't spread ashes there.
Yes.
It is illegal.
Yes. People do it all the time, though.
Oh, yeah. So
it's a very common thing.
That's
for
why
people
you
to
gotta
do.
be sneaky about it and go poop.
Yep. But anyway, because of that, they say that's why the Haunted Mansion ride is haunted.
I don't know why you'd want to spread them on that ride.
I don't know.
That ride makes no sense to put ashes on. None.
Apparently, that's the story.
I would spread ashes in the Jaws ride before I spread ashes in the Haunted Mansion ride, to be honest with you.
See, I don't even like rides that much.
You would like Universal.
Yes, I would. I know I would.
And Epcot.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it'd be a fun atmosphere.
It is fun.
Yeah.
It's fun a lot. It's a lot of fun.
But this is fun since you don't know anything about haunted amusement parks.
No.
So, actually, I asked my brother what I should talk about this week. And he said haunted amusement parks. I was like, okay.
Mitch?
Yes.
The skeptic?
Yes.
Okay.
And there's a lot of them. I've narrowed it down to about 5. But there's a lot of people believe that the amusement parks are haunted by people who loved going there when they were alive. And so they just kind of hang out there now in the afterlife.
I believe my sister's down in Disney.
Yeah?
No lie.
See?
I really do.
See?
That's how I cope with her death for
Yeah.
for 4 years. She's in Disney.
She's in Disney, yeah.
Extended vacay. It's fine.
Yeah. She probably is in Disney.
She probably is living her best life.
Yeah, yeah.
No wait for no rides ever.
Exactly. You can just hang out. Like, that'd be actually... I feel like Disney might be more enjoyable as a ghost than a person.
Yeah, probably.
Like...
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Probably.
I've never been there, so I don't know. But...
We'll have to go.
Yeah.
Jacob hates him.
Okay.
But I truly believe that it is the most magical place on earth. I felt pure happiness when I was there.
Oh, I imagine so, because I feel like just the atmosphere has got to be...
I haven't been since I was 10 or 11. That's a long ways away. But I remember there, even no matter... And when I went there the second time, there was fights with my family. Oh. Like, half my family left. Okay. Halfway through the 2.5-week trip that we went on to Disney.
Okay.
But I was like, I always felt really happy. Yeah. But also, I didn't know about the energy down in Florida.
I feel like Disney World, though, is kind of separate.
It is separate.
I mean, even right now, they're suing Ron DeSantis. I don't know if you heard about that.
I did briefly.
Because he's an idiot trying to get them to follow Florida law when they have their own law.
Yeah, Disney is separate. They can't.
And it's all because he doesn't want the gays to have rights.
I ignore that stuff most of the time, as it just gives me a headache.
Yeah, it's tough to pay attention to sometimes.
It gives me Disney's completely separate, and there's definitely, and I felt that as a kid too, there's a different energy around Disney in Disney parks than there is in the rest of Florida.
Well, there's also the theory, this is a little bit dark, that Walt Disney's head is frozen somewhere locked away in Disney World. I don't think that's actually true.
I sure hope it's not true.
It's a conspiracy theory.
I sure hope it's not true. I sure hope it's not. That's weird.
But I think part of the reason I think Disney World seems so magical is because it was built to be that.
To be magical.
Yeah, like that was kind of the whole purpose of it, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on. So we're going to start in...
Don't get me on Disney. Oh, I do know about one of the hauntings at Disney.
Okay.
About one of the cast members being smushed.
Oh, gosh.
On the...
That sounds awful.
What? It was a ride, and the stage, like, turned.
Okay.
And something happened, but she ended up like, getting smushed and killed or something.
Oh, gosh. That sounds awful. I really didn't do a lot of research on Disney, because
It's a lot.
There's a lot, yeah. But anyway, we're going to start in Mason, Ohio, at Kings Island Amusement Park. And there's a few different ghosts that people like to talk about. And also, more than a few gruesome deaths that have happened there.
All right.
So, the first ghost they call Tower Johnny.
Tower Johnny?
Tower Johnny.
Okay.
And he haunts the Eiffel Tower that they have there.
Okay.
And the story goes, he was visiting the park one day, and this was in 1983. Mm-hmm. And he was off exploring the restricted sections by himself. Yep. Fell down an elevator shaft and died.
As one would.
Right. Which happens when you fall down an elevator shaft. There's a lesson to be learned here. Don't go in restricted areas by yourself.
They're restricted for a reason.
They are restricted for a reason. So a lot of the electrical issues that they have there is blamed on Tower Johnny. And some people believe that he was responsible for what they call Black Sunday.
Black Sunday?
Black Sunday.
The hell is Black Sunday?
So, in 1992, assuming it was a Sunday,
right,
3 men were electrocuted in a fountain that was having some unidentified electrical problems.
Why were they in the fountain?
Trying to figure out, I think, what the problem was.
Why weren't they wearing rubber boots in said fountain?
I don't know.
There's water is electricity.
Yeah.
I think, to me, that's them being irresponsible.
I agree.
Because if you're going to go into a body of water...
Well, if you're trying to figure out an electrical issue that's going on with a fountain, you would drain it first, you would think, right?
More than likely, yes.
Like, the logic's not there, but this is what happened. And the weird thing about this is there was another death.
That same day?
That same day. There was a woman on a ride nearby who turned to see what was going on in the fountain and fell out of the ride.
That's what you get for being nosy. Okay? You're on a ride. Let me just lean out and look. And of course you're going to fall. Who told you to do that?
I mean...
Don't blame Tower Johnny for you being stupid.
Okay, if there's 3 people being electrocuted, are you saying you're not going to be like, what the hell? And be like, huh?
I would look. I'm not going to lean out and fall.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
What the hell, the kids take care. What are you talking about? I'm going to... If I can't see it when I turn my neck out of said way, if the ride's going in a circle, it'll come back around.
That's true. That's true.
Nor do I want to see 3 men be electrocuted.
That is also true.
So, personally,
yep, fair.
Sounds awful to me, and I'm not doing
fair.
it.
That is fair.
Not doing it. Absolutely not.
That's fair. That's fair. This lady did, however, so...
Because she's that one neighbor.
Yep.
That no matter what you do...
She always has to know what's going on.
Always is the peeping through the blinds, looking at you, and then if you're in HOA, she's the one that reports you to the president, to the head of the HOA, and gets you all the fines. That's who she is.
Yes. Yep.
She's a nosy Nelly. That's her fault.
Yep.
Don't be nosy.
Yes. So, that was 4 people that died that day at the park on Black Sunday. And the third ghost that they like to talk about, they call Racer Boy. They say he's about an 8-year-old boy. People have seen him at the park before. And what's interesting about this is, so we're going to kind of switch over to Coney Island, New York. There was a young boy who had been found dead on this race car track ride. Those cars from that ride...
Don't say it.
...were moved...
Don't say it.
...to Kings Island Amusement Park in Ohio, and are now part of a ride that they have there.
Still to this day. So what happened to the boy? Did he get ran over? Or did he fall off? What?
I don't know. He somehow died on the ride. I don't know.
So that was from Coney Island.
Yes. So people believe that it's that boy who died on that ride in Coney Island, because those are the same race cars from that ride that they use at this park. So that's Kings Island Amusement Park.
That's trippy.
Yeah.
But they shouldn't be blaming Tower Johnny for any of the 4 deaths.
Oh, no, I don't.
Because
that's unfair of Tower Johnny.
Both of them are on negligence. That lady was negligent for leaning over the ride. And why wasn't there a seatbelt?
Valid question.
Seatbelts?
Yeah. Well, that was...
And the guy should have worn rubber boots.
So that was in 1982.
And drained the water.
Yeah, they should have had seatbelts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to move now to Tampa, Florida. Busch Gardens. Have you been there?
Mm-mm.
You've heard of it?
I've heard of it.
Okay.
What happened?
So there's a restaurant at Busch Gardens called Crown Colony House.
That fancy one.
Yes.
A really expensive one.
I think so. It was a building that was built in 1964 as a Valentine's Day present for this man's 3rd wife.
That's some Valentine's Day present.
Right? Mr. Bush. I don't remember his name. I didn't write it down, which was dumb. But that's like where it came from. Mm-hmm. And so there's 3 main spirits that people talk about in this restaurant there. Mm-hmm. What's also interesting, no one knows where these spirits came from. There's no reason for them to be there. And they don't know who they are. So it's... Yeah, but the first spirit is believed to be a little girl. Mm. And people have named her Wendy. And employees have seen her. She likes to flicker the lights and can be heard giggling at night, which is horrifying.
That sounds... It's a little kid giggling for me.
Yeah. There's also a common story of black mist that will sometimes appear, and people believe that the black mist is Wendy. I don't know why they believe that, but that's what they believe.
Okay.
The second ghost is a woman in white, which, common trope. Also, it's interesting, Wendy's the only one that has a name. They just call this one the woman in white and the other one a man. Or the man.
Okay.
Yeah, so the woman in white has been seen as a full-bodied apparition by some of the employees. And I don't think she does a lot. I think she just likes to be seen sometimes.
Just wanders around.
Yeah.
So I wonder if, like, for Wendy and the woman in white, this was, like, a common place they went to. Mm-hmm. You know, like, walked around.
Well, and I wonder if they're the same person. Because, you know, spirits can kind of appear at any age, right?
I mean, I know that they can, but no, most of the time they just kind of appear at the age that they were when they died. Except if you're, like, you're older, I think you appear as, like, your younger self. Like, a younger version of you that people...
would know.
Would more recognize.
Yeah. I don't know. Interesting. The third one is a man. Mm-hmm. And he's sometimes described as a disappearing bartender. So... I think that's kind of funny. And is oftentimes seen playing the piano. Yeah.
He's a pianist.
Yes. And this is, I don't know, I found these stories pretty wild because a lot of them are people seeing, like, full-body apparitions. Which,
really?
Like, yeah.
Of all three of them?
Of all three of them, yes.
Interesting.
Which is why, I don't know, like, you don't hear that very often with hauntings.
The hauntings that I... hear about, most of them are usually full body apparitions usually are being seen.
I feel like it doesn't happen as often as, like, you know,
I wish it would happen a lot more.
Yeah.
I wish it happened a lot more. And I wish we knew how to fully help or give them an energy source to help them appear. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like once we figure out, like, how to give them energy and how to, like, help them become full body apparitions, we would get a lot more answers. Answered.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, so they're able to have any source that they can feed energy from, but it still be strong enough to not completely die out and then they go away.
Yeah.
And then you can ask them, like, oh, who are you? Why are you here? What happened? Do you know that it's not this year? You know, like...
Yeah. That'd be
stuff.
wild if you could just have, like, a full-on conversation with a ghost like that.
Right, but we have to find the technology first to do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we probably will.
Hopefully. I have questions.
Yeah. Oh, everyone has questions. That's what's so fascinating about this stuff, right?
Exactly.
Is it's a lot of unanswered questions.
And with me, I like to ask questions. I like to know the answers to things.
Me too. Me too.
So the fact that's like,
yeah, don't know. All right, now we're gonna head to Sylvan Beach, New York. To the Sylvan Beach Amusement Park.
Nothing ever good happens in New York.
There are quite a few, like, weird New York stories, aren't there?
It's like New York and Florida. Yeah. I don't know what type of energy they got going on in those two places, but I don't know what it is. And LA.
Funny. Yeah.
And California is a weird area as well.
Well, it could be population too, right? There's a lot of people in all those places.
There's a lot of people.
So, yeah. Anyway.
Possibility.
So, this is one of the oldest theme parks in America. They call it the historic Sylvan Beach Amusement Park, which is kind of cool.
Should go.
Everything looks like it's from the 1950s. Like, it kind of looks like you're going back in time. Like, it looks really cool. Yeah.
We need to go.
They actually do ghost tours, too, every Friday and Saturday in the summer. Which I think is so cool of them.
We gotta go!
Right?
We have to.
Ghost Hunters did an investigation here.
See, I like hearing that, Ghost Hunters.
Ghost Hunters. I love Ghost Hunters. Oh,
the OGs.
The OGs. So, the main place that's haunted at this place is also a restaurant.
Okay.
But they have stuff going on everywhere.
Everywhere.
But we're going to focus mainly on this restaurant, which is called Yesterday's Royal. And it's got hotel rooms upstairs, too. So it's a restaurant and hotel. Mm-hmm. A lot of the staff would live upstairs in Yesterday's Royal.
Okay.
So the first ghost we're going to talk about, his name is Scotty.
Scotty?
Scotty.
Okay.
He was a maintenance worker who was found dead in what they called a Treasureland building. And he is seen and heard throughout the park, just kind of doing maintenance things. People hear him whistle a lot.
How did Scotty die? Did they say?
They did not say.
Did not say.
Did not say. I would guess maybe a heart attack.
If he seemed, is it? Because, do they give you an age of what he was or anything?
No, the description is he's more of like a heavyset man, and you see him in like a dirty white t-shirt and you know, like, yeah.
Okay, doing maintenance. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, at least he's keeping it together.
Right?
Okay.
I know. Well, and that's what I like about a lot of these amusement parks too. Not all of them, but a lot of them, they just seem like really friendly spirits. They're just like people who like being there.
It's hard to get negative energy in those places when it is nothing, when it's filled is with positivity and joy. I'm sure all of that outweighs all of the negative demonic energy that could happen in that. Because
remember that. Because I think energy is super important too, and that's
110%.
That's why I think a lot of these like spirits are like friendly, because they're like, yes, I love this place too. Like, you
know.
Like,
it's a happy place to be.
Yes.
How often do you go to amusement park, right?
Yes.
You go to an amusement park.
Yes.
That was not English. I understood what I was saying, but I know nobody else.
You as well.
I know nobody else. Really well.
I knew it wasn't words, but I was like,
But you go to an amusement park.
Yes.
You see kids crying because of what? Because they can't
get candy
or something. Because this is their 15th piece of candy that day.
Right.
Otherwise, they're smiling, happy, having enjoyed a good time. There's no reason for negative energy to be in these areas by any means, because it's just so happy. You could be fighting with somebody, but yet still have a ball while you're there.
Oh, yeah. Like you were talking about with Disney World.
Yeah.
I almost said Disneyland. Disney World. But yeah, and I think that's another reason why it's so common to have haunted amusement parks. Because if you look this up, there's like a lot everywhere. And I think all of them are haunted. We just don't hear about it.
Yeah, probably.
But I think they are haunted because it's such high energy.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's always high energy. Always like happy and like, yeah. Yes.
Always. There's running water normally.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so the second ghost we're going to talk about is Jack. And Jack lived at Yesterday's Royal. He was a worker at the carnival. And you can see his room number from the restaurant below, or like his room door. Okay. Because there's like a balcony up above.
Do they rent out the rooms?
Not anymore.
They don't?
They don't anymore, no. I think they're kind of in bad shape. Because, like, this is the oldest amusement park.
Well, right, but if you restored it, could have restored the rooms, too.
Well, I think they're more focused on, like, the rides and stuff.
People would pay... You know how much Disney pays for you to stay in the castle?
Oof, that's a good point.
That's
a good point. But anyway, the story about Jack, we don't know anything about his death. But you can see his door from the restaurant below. And I guess it kind of takes a lot to get up there. You have to go, like, up the stairs and walk all the way around the balcony to get to his room.
Oh, okay.
So it's a lot to get there.
Right.
His door opens and closes on its own. And the story is...
I'd piss myself.
This happened on Ghost Hunters.
Did it?
The door opened because they went up and closed it and it opened.
Ooh.
But the story is, when it's closed, Jack is in there and he's sleeping and you don't disturb him. When it's open, he's out wandering and... Yeah.
And you just leave it?
Yep, and you can just leave it. So you're not really supposed to touch the door. You just kind of let Jack do his thing. Yep.
All right.
Yep. I kind of like that. I think that's funny. Because you're just like, oh, Jack's out. Hey, Jack.
Jack's out roaming around, guys.
Yeah. So the third ghost that they talk about quite a bit is a woman they call Abby.
Abby.
Yes. She is also a lady in white.
At least she has a name.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So she was a waitress at yesterday's Royal. And it's possible she also lived at the hotel. And in the early 1900s, there was a fire at yesterday's Royal, and it burned down. Abby was the only known death of that fire. So...
That's sad.
Yes. Yes, but they rebuilt everything. And she's oftentimes seen from the windows. People will see her looking out the windows at the top. And she's seen in the restaurant roaming around, up in the hotel roaming around. She's also been spotted on one of the rides next to the restaurant.
Ooh.
Which the story is, an attendant was working on the ride. She got 3 girls into the little, it was like those spinny cart rides.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so she put 3 girls into the spinny cart ride, set the ride going. When the ride was done, there were only 2 girls in there. And she asked them, like, what happened? Like, she was kind of panicked. Like, oh my gosh.
Where's your
like,
friend?
This is like, yeah.
Where's your friend? There's a whole person missing.
Yep. And the girls just kind of looked at each other like, no, there was only 2 of us.
That would freak me out.
Right?
For one, for the attendant, because, like, oh my God, I put 3 girls on here. Only 2 came out. Where's the 3rd?
Well, that's like...
Where's the body?
Living in some alternate reality, like, swapping.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
And then, then if I was the girls, I'd be scared. Like, what do you mean there was 3 of us?
Right?
There's been 2 the whole time.
Yeah,
what
right?
3?
Right?
Because clearly this lady appeared opaque enough
that
she thought she was an actual human.
Yes.
That's insane.
Yep. Oh, yeah, she freaked out about that. She was like, no.
That's insane.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Yes. So, yeah, that is Sylvan Beach Amusement Park.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to go to that one.
There's quite a few of these I want to
So
go to.
I want to take a step back into the 1950s.
Yeah. I think it'd be fun. It looks pretty creepy, actually, some of it.
Does it?
It's like the old clown stuff, a lot of it. You know, like the old, like... Clowns weren't scary back then, but they look scary.
Clowns were absolutely terrifying
back
then.
They were, but they weren't considered to be scary.
I know. But even as a young child, before the whole clown hysteria of 2016 or whatever.
Yeah.
2017, whatever, that thing, the killer clowns.
Yeah. Clowns are creepy, I agree. Yeah. But this was before it.
You know?
I think that's kind of what started it.
Do you know,
No
pun
intended.
people actually do clown core? Like, they wear clown makeup every day, all day. It's like their regular makeup.
I mean, to each their own, I suppose.
Absolutely not.
They can just stay a bit of ways from me.
Does that?
You just told me people do.
And they're crazy.
Okay, fair enough.
Nuh-uh. Stop. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
All right, so now we're going to go to Turner, Oregon. Mm-hmm. Sheesha just took a fake candle and lit it up and held it underneath her chin like the horror story flashlight. That's actually pretty fitting because these do get scarier.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Oh,
We've got 2 more, and I saved the scariest for last.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
All right. So Turner, Oregon.
Oregon.
I say Oregon.
Oregon.
It's Oregon. It's O-N, not A-N. Gone.
And Zoltan's also A-N, not O-N. And Zoltan.
Sultan.
Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
So, this place is called the Enchanted Forest. And it was actually visited by Ghost Adventures.
Of course it was.
Yep. And we're not really going to talk about that because we don't like Ghost Adventures. But anyway. In 1964, a man named Roger Tofty began construction on the Enchanted Forest. He just had this acreage of land. He literally spent every single penny he had building this. He had 4 kids at the time, so he, was trying to support his family.
Okay.
Everything there was built by him.
Oh.
Like, it's, yeah.
Okay.
And it's set up to be like fairy tale, like it's all got different fairy tale
okay.
connotations. I don't know what word I'm looking for. But, so, I don't know if you know, some fairy tales are very creepy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's all, like, kid-oriented, right? But it's also, a lot of it is terrifying for children. So going back to that energy thing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. If it's not all happy, instead it's all scary.
Oh, God.
I mean, it's not all scary, but there are definitely parts of it that are scary. So, the Enchanted Forest opened in 1971, and it is still owned and run by Roger Tofty and his family.
It opened when?
1971.
Oh, 71.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's two main attractions that are considered to be haunted. The first one is a ride called the Challenge of Mondor.
Okay.
And it's a creepy ride.
How creepy are we talking?
So it's like a mine cart ride where you're like in a cart and you go through these tunnels.
Okay.
So it's dark and
Yeah.
it's, I mean, creepy.
So it's like the I think it's Mount Everest. No, what is? There's a ride at Disney where it's like a mine shaft with like a Yeti and it's
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I've never been, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So there's a guy who works there as the ride attendant, and his story is, he was walking to open up the ride one morning, and he heard footsteps behind him. So he...
Absolutely not.
So he stops, and he says he feels an energy go through him. He says he doesn't know how else to explain it, but that's what it felt like. Yeah, just through him.
Okay.
And apparently that same day it happened again later on, and he said it was more intense.
I think I felt something go through me like that. Just scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Out the corner of my eye.
Oh.
Seeing that black
the bird
thing.
outside.
It's not a bird. It's
yes,
a black.
It is.
No,
it's
it's
a
not.
leaf. I don't have
That's
my
not a
glasses
leaf.
on. Yes, it is.
That is a piece of garbage.
I don't have my glasses on.
So don't tell me it's a leaf and you can't see it. It's not a bird. It's garbage. Oh my God.
Oh,
What was I talking
I'm
about?
like, listen, I'm a little bit delirious. That's how tired I am.
Me too, girl. Me too.
This is interesting.
Interesting.
So, this guy who works at the Challenge of Mondor, I always want to say Mordor, but it's Mondor. Mondor. He also has these pretty cool pictures. So they have a infrared camera set up to take pictures of people going on the ride, right?
Oh, okay.
And he's gotten some, like, pretty cool pictures of, like, weird figures.
Did you say fingers or figures?
Figures.
Okay.
Yeah, my speech ain't perfect.
It ain't there today. It definitely sounded like fingers. Figures.
Yes.
Interesting.
Very interesting. So the second place that's reportedly haunted is ironically the haunted house.
As one would be.
Yes.
I guess.
People have reported seeing things out of their corner of their eyes.
Huh.
Feeling very anxious and being touched.
So just me on a daily basis. Okay, cool.
Yep. So one of the main theories, which I kind of believe, is a lot of these things that are haunting this place here were conjured because there's such a strong feeling of fear.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's funny, it's the creepy things that are haunted.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I think that's interesting. Also, I think this place would be, like, really cool to go to because it's, like, literally in the middle of a forest.
I feel like there might be a staircase around that area somewhere.
Oh, there might be. There might be. Check out our last episode.
Oh, yeah. Might be a staircase somewhere.
Yeah.
Literally, there's probably a staircase somewhere.
There probably is, at least in the park.
Could you imagine if they made a fake random staircase in the woods?
They might have.
That's garbage. Don't do that. Those are scary. Well,
so anyway, the last amusement park we're going to talk about is Lake Shawnee Amusement Park in Lake Shawnee, West Virginia. This place was visited by Portals to Hell, a show on Discovery Plus.
You watched it.
I did.
You watched it? I told her about that show. Because Jack Osborne is the shit. I don't care what anyone says, that man's the shit. And he don't tell no damn lies.
It was good. It was good.
It's a good show.
It is. So, it's actually now an abandoned amusement park.
Oh, it's abandoned?
Yes.
Okay.
So everything's all overgrown and it looks creepy.
I feel like I semi-remember this episode.
Okay.
I've also watched them and they become my background noise, so
Fair enough. Fair enough. So it's now only open for private tours and ghost investigations.
Yes.
Okay. And it actually has a very fascinating history.
Really?
Oh, yes. And I'm going to warn you right now, there's a lot of children deaths. So just fair warning. I said warning. Stop looking at me like that.
Okay.
So in the 1920s, a man named Conley Snidow bought the property and began constructing the amusement park. The amusement park included circular swings, a water slide, a pond, and a speakeasy, among other things.
Okay.
Before this land was purchased by Snidow, we're gonna go way, way back to the 1700s.
Okay.
And there was a very tragic event that happened on this property. So Mitchell Clay and his family, which included 14 children, lived and farmed on this property.
Yes.
So the story goes, Mitchell was out hunting one day. He comes back from his trip to find 2 of his kids had been killed by natives in their backyard, and one of them was kidnapped. So he grabs some men to go after his other kid, right? They find him, and he has been burned at the stake. So that all happened on this property.
What the fuck?
Yep.
I know there's probably not an answer to why they did it.
There is later, but we don't find out till later.
Oh, okay.
So,
I'll keep on to that one.
So
okay.
Hang on to that one. So, that was before it was turned into an amusement park.
Right.
Now, when it was an amusement park, it was open for about 40 years, give or take, before they closed down. And there were 6 documented deaths that happened while it was open. So the most talked about are, there were 2 boys on 2 separate occasions, both drowned in the pond. And probably the most notable, which is the most is there was a little girl who was on the circular swings, and a truck backed up into the ride, and she collided with the truck and died on impact. Why?
That is awful.
Right?
Oh my god. Ariel's...
Yeah, right?
They're never going on those swings again.
Right? It's tragic.
Oh my god.
I think it had a lot to do with them closing down, to be honest.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because, oh my gosh.
But a lot of people think, too, that a lot of stuff like that happened there because of the land it was on.
I can see that.
Yep. So, we're going to fast forward a little bit to about 20 years later after the park died. The property was purchased by Gaylord White. And they start bulldozing the back of the property, thinking they're going to make, apartment buildings and whatnot. And they come across some native artifacts, like ancient native artifacts. So they call in an archaeology team and like, hey, we got some stuff over here to dig up. Come and
you want
see
a
what's
Jersey
here.
Jersey accent real fast. Okay.
Well, we are in West Virginia.
Okay, so I need you to bring that back. You said, well, we're in West Virginia. That is not how they talk in West Virginia.
It's all East Coast.
That is not West Virginia. What are you talking about? Brick. Come on now. You can't go from Jersey to West Virginia.
I just did, so.
Oh my God, okay.
Tell me I can't again.
You can't. It makes no sense.
We'll see about that.
Okay.
So, they call up these archaeologists, right? They start digging up and excavating things that they find, and they discover that it's actually a mass burial ground. And they uncover 12 bodies before they stopped digging. Most of the remains that they found were of children. So they immediately stopped construction, like, good on them.
Oh my God.
And it's now still owned by the White family. And
I have goosebumps. I have goosebumps.
So, like, you kind of get why all that stuff happened.
I'm a mom of two. I understand.
No, but this is why the natives attacked Mitchell Clay's family, because they were on...
But if they didn't, did they know?
Who knows? This was the 1700s.
Yeah.
Things were not okay between the colonists and the
They
natives.
were not.
Like,
it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad.
It was. Especially, like, this was before even the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
So, like, it was, yeah. But yeah, so now it's only open for private tours and ghost investigations.
That's insane. That's so
Yeah.
kid stuff.
Yeah.
Little kid bodies.
Right? It's weird. And it's weird that that's where
And
they decided to build
and then they
amusement
dug
park.
up said bodies.
Right.
So then, like, now you just opened up these...
But there's more there. I mean, they left...
Yeah, there's more there, but you still dug up burial grounds. Mm-hmm. So then you just released all that into that atmosphere. So, like, yeah, that's just gonna
But, like, good on them for stopping construction. Like, I'm pretty
unlike
impressed
most
with
people
that,
who
right?
just kept on going.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Absolutely not.
So, yeah.
You know... How's it...
And you think about, too, it was open for 40 years. 6 deaths is not that many,
It's
considering what
really
happened
not
before.
that many.
Yeah. And, like, I mean, like you said, I think a lot of the good energy helped to kind of dispel some of the negative energy that was there.
Mm-hmm. For sure, it had to.
Yeah.
Especially in that area.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure, like, if it was, like, one, like, the spooky ones and stuff, a lot more shit would have happened.
Oh, yeah.
A lot more deaths would have happened.
Yes.
Than what there actually was.
Yes.
But because this is a happy place, you know?
Yeah. No, I agree.
Full of, like, just good times and shit.
Because, like, in a lot of the research I was doing, they were making, like, a big deal about the 6 deaths. I'm like, okay, but, like, in 40
it's really
years,
not
that's
that
really
bad.
not that many. Like, I don't know. They were saying
Disney's
it's a curse,
had a lot
but
more.
I'm like, I know.
Okay.
I was like, yes, it's a lot, and it shouldn't happen, but, like, unfortunately, it does.
Fortunately, that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't... That's weird. I mean, I've never really thought that there's, like, this whole other... Never came to my mind that there'd be haunted amusement parks.
I think all of them are haunted. Just a theory.
Well, now they have to be.
Yeah.
Because...
They definitely have to be.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people who work there are just told to keep quiet about it. Because I think it's the employees who will have the experiences, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure, because before or after closing.
Well, and even, like, in restricted areas.
Yeah, restricted areas where, like, people aren't allowed.
Yep.
Yeah, that's trippy. I did not...
Yeah.
Hey, that...
Yeah, because, like, what was it before Ghost Adventures went to, what was it, the Sylvan Beach Amusement Park? Nobody knew it was haunted.
Really?
Yeah. And all the employees were, like, super scared about ghost hunters coming there because they're going to, like, stir up activity and make it worse. Because they weren't really supposed to talk about it.
Oh.
But now they kind of have it as, like, yes, we're haunted. Come see our ghosts.
Well, because, yeah, because they were scared. They thought maybe, like, if they said they were haunted, it would drop down. No, there's freaks like us out here who come to haunted things all the time. Don't worry about it. It's Gucci. It's good. It's cool.
Exactly. And also, too, I think amusement parks are a little bit different in that they're happy haunts for the most part.
Most time they're happy haunts, yeah. But there's going to be that few, especially the tragic, tragic deaths at some. Like the one that recently happened, but a year or two ago now. At an amusement park.
That was a while ago, wasn't it? Because amusement parks haven't been opened because of COVID.
I mean, I think it was recently in the last year or so, where that kid wasn't strapped in properly.
No, that was like at least 4 years ago. Because I remember reading the article on my computer at work, and this was before I met you.
No, one just happened.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, one just happened like within the last year.
That's possible.
Yeah, it was sad. It was very sad. You see the video.
Oh gosh, I don't want to see that video.
Yeah, I know people kept sharing. Stop sharing that video. That's sad.
Yeah.
Because a 15-year-old boy.
Ugh.
In front of his friends and his.
Oh, I always think about that too. Like when you go to like an amusement park or like a show, because like the thing that freaked me out a lot about we're really changing gears here. What is that park in Florida? The Water World? What is that?
SeaWorld?
SeaWorld, maybe. The one with the killer whales. That's
SeaWorld.
Yeah. So SeaWorld when...
Fuck SeaWorld.
Yeah, But, also beside the point. But, when the trainer was killed by a killer whale.
Yeah.
I was like, how do, like, people, like, just move on with their life after witnessing that?
Therapy.
I know, but, like, I'm just like, that's, like...
Yeah, I'm sure it's very hard.
Yeah. Because it's supposed to be, like, a super fun, you're expecting to have, like, a really fun time and, like...
Well, right, but then also, as my one podcast says, a bear's gonna bear. A whale's gonna whale.
Oh, of course.
They're
I don't blame...
Killer whales.
Yes. No, I agree that it was inevitable. It was bound to happen.
Chill.
Yeah, it was bound to happen.
Yeah.
But... That's also, like... Cool. There's some dark sides to.
There's another story about parks, aquatic animals that I heard about. I'm not sure if it was down in Florida, but it happened somewhere.
Oh man, there's a lot of not okay things.
People are interesting, to say the least.
Oh yes, for sure. Well, yeah, so that's haunted amusement parks for you. So, yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I never thought that'd be a thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's a lot of different stories out there.
Cool.
And I liked it because it wasn't scary.
Until the next episode.
Yeah. I'm ready for it. Alrighty, that's all today. See you next time.
Bye.